Yep. So it's late.
Okay, we're holding here Siman. It's a Siman with a lot of different things inside of it. Very interesting Siman. It says the Mechaber, Seif Aleph. Also, litol tzarai, it's a parnov. It's also to take, means to pick out, whether it's however you're doing it, your hair or your nails, bein biyad, bein b'kli. So if you're doing it with your hands, and whether you're doing it with a kli, a scissor or nail clipper, it's also bein la'atzmai, bein la'acher. Whether you're doing it for yourself or whether you're doing it for somebody else. Interesting, in the Gemara we find that by nails, doing it to somebody else is called a shinui. It's not the usual. And by here, it's just the opposite.
Because
by
he's
here,
done with his hands.
Yeah, it's hard. To tell someone else to cut your nails is hard. But the here is just the opposite. The here you find in the Gemara that someone doing it for himself, cutting his own hair, is a shinui. Someone else doing it for you, that's a derech. You go to a barber, the truth is they have these, whatever they call them, Hopefully men don't go there, but...
I haven't seen anyone like that.
You're not in the right circle.
It seems like in times in the Gemara, it's called a shinui. It's called a shinui for somebody else to do it for you. But that's why it says, bein la'atzmai, bein la'acher, everything is osir. Osir means you're not allowed to do it. It could be an osir ism midrabanan. But it says the Mechaber, v'chayiv al shtei cyrus. The chiyuv is only on 2 hairs when someone takes out 2 hairs. That's the shear of cutting hair on Shabbos. So you have to have at least 2 hairs in order to be chayiv, but to us it really doesn't make a difference because even 1 hair, an isser there is. When malakit levana is b'taych shchayros, if someone picks white hair from black hairs, even when he picks 1 hair, he's already chayiv. Now the reason over here is, we'll see more in the halacha. The reason over here is because when you're picking white hair from a black hair, 1 hair, you already accomplished what you want to accomplish. Now we're talking about, let's talk about the case. We'll see later about if you have a bunch of white hairs. We're talking about a person has 1 white hair.
Also, isn't
1 white hair.
The women do that.
Yeah, see. It's the second one.
Is it butter anyway?
I don't know if it's butter. I don't know if it's called mixed together.
Because you want to.
I don't know if it's called mixed together. Hey, I know it's called mixed. Definitely it's called mixed together. But to pull out, if you have, a person has, let's say 1 white hair, and he doesn't want that 1 white hair, and he pulls it out, so then that 1 white hair already is a tikkun. Because now it's all you want out. Regular cutting the hair, you have to have a shear of 2, because without 2 it's not chashuv. But if you have white hair, and you pull out 1 white hair, it's already chashuv enough, and you're already chayiv even with 1 white hair. I will see soon in the halacha, if a person has a bunch of white hairs, picks out 1, it's not going to make much of a difference. He has to pick them all out. We'll see soon if there's a chiv by 1 or not. The double zeh, taking out white hair, even in the weekdays also, mishum la'yilbash gever simlas isha, because a woman care how they look, and men do not care how they look, and therefore it's an isha of silbash la'yilbash if a man pulls out the white hair. I'm not going to get involved in the whole achloikis and the shittas about dyeing the hair. We'll leave that maybe for a different time. But the isha, the Gemara says, for a man to pull out his hairs is awesome.
So we pass him like that?
That's the way we pass it, basically, the halacha is, the same halacha says that a man's not allowed to brush his hair either.
You got a hair coming out of your nose,
No, you're doing something else. You're doing that because you're uncomfortable. If you're doing it to look nice, that's lo yilbash. If you're doing it because you want to look younger, or you want to look nice, that's an issue of lo yilbash. But if you're doing it because you're uncomfortable, of course it's mutter. There's not a question. I'm saying that same halacha. In the Yeridei it says that a man to use a mirror is lo yilbash. A man's not looking at a mirror for that reason. But different Torah today. I'm not going to get involved in all the Torah. It's a whole share of of whether it becomes mutter or not. So obviously the shaila is when something becomes accepted amongst the men, so now it's not a very liyavash, because all men do that. But the question is, to what limits we take that? To everything, to certain things, it's a share in itself. But pulling out one wine here, the halacha says, it's also on Shabbos, it's chayiv on Shabbos, because you're ready misakin. V'ayin le'el Seif SEMICHA Gimel, then smika v'chafifa, combing and scratching your hair. There's also because when you're combing your hair, when you're scratching your hair, if you're pulling out hairs, and if it's a psik ratio, it's also. If it's not a psik ratio, it's mutter. So that's the machaber. So let's see the Magen Avram over here. Achoytech kli, someone cuts with a kli, bein loy, bein la'acherev, chayiv. To use a kli to cut nails or hair, bein loy, bein la'acherev is chayiv. Ubiyad, but if you do it with your hand, potter. Kei mashma b'perish Rashi, v'kei mashma b'Magen Mishnah, Gabi Abelas, the Kosiv, Hataz b'Yerideya. So here's a famous shaila, which the Magen Avram goes through over here, and in Yerideya, there's a lot written on this, the Shach, the Taz, and the Kudas HaKesef. What's the shaila? The shaila is basically if a woman, it's Leil Tefillah, Friday night, and she forgot to cut her nails. So what do? You have to cut your nails before she tavels. So a small hagdama before we go through the whole Magen Avram is, the reason why a woman has to cut her nails before she tavels, there's a machlokes why. One reason is because a lot of times there's dirt stuck under the nail, so we want to make sure there's no dirt there. So if we cut off the nail and there's no dirt under the nail, that's one reason. Another reason is because the nail itself is a chatzitza. The nail itself, if it's long, you're going to cut it, so it's a chatzitza in itself. So even if the nail is 100% clean, if the nail is long, in itself is a chatzitza. So let's see what the Magen Avram says over here. Because of the Taz b'Yerideya, Shemen Kuf Tzad B'Ches, the Isha Shesharcha Lital HaTziparnayim Erev Shabbos. A woman who forgot to cut her nails Erev Shabbos, or Leil Shabbos, who Leil Tefillah, and Leil Shabbos Friday night is a Leil Tefillah. Lo Yitaymer La'akum, she should not tell a goy l'chatcham. She should not tell a guy to cut off the nails. It's possible to clean the nails well and make sure there's no dirt under the nails. Why should it be matir amir la'akim for something that you have a different way out by cleaning it well? V'oid says that Tash is another reason, another problem. To become mata yardeha u'misayeya. The woman, she gives her hands to the guy to cut it, and there's something called misayeya. You're helping out. Now, even though a guy could do something for you on Shabbos, but you cannot help out the guy to do it. So here's a big machlokes when a woman puts out her nails, her hands, and the guy cuts it. It's not called a misayeya, helping or not. Because the truth is, she's not really helping him when he's cutting the nails. She's helping the guy. She's just putting her hands out. Now, the etzem cutting of the nails, the guy is doing.
Yeah.
She's not doing anything. The fact that she opened her hand, so the Taz holds that's called the Messiah. Which costs of your days of Kupei Aleph. Ulchein to Nakir Hativ, and therefore she should clean them well, the nails. That's the Taz's Shita, that she has no right to go get a guy to cut her nails. Baal Shach, the Sifra in the Kudas HaKesef, the Shach over there in the Kudas HaKesef, Herech v'Kosev the Shari. He says you could get a guy to cut the nails, and it's better to get a guy to cut the nails because the Shach also holds the Chumrah that the nail itself is a chatzitza. Because of the Shari, the Messiah ain't by Mamish. He holds, first of all, it's not called the Messiah. Messiah ain't by Mamish. And we have at the Paskin Messiah helping ain't by Mamish. The question is what level of helping. So here is a big question. When someone cuts their nails on Shabbos, it says over here, when someone cuts the hair, it says over here, chayiv. What does chayiv mean?
Right.
Chayiv means this is the Raisa. Now there's a big problem over here, and we'll see the halacha soon, is that The machlokes malacha she'ein shricha legufa, is it chayiv or is it asur? Malacha she'ein shricha legufa means I'm doing something, but I don't need the gufa malacha. For example, I'm cutting my nails. I don't need my nails. I don't need the nail. I don't need the hair. So that's called the malacha she'ein shricha legufa. You're cutting your nail, cutting your hair. You don't need the hair. So really, it's malacha she'ein shricha legufa. I just don't want it here. I want it out. I want it away. So the Gemara says there, not the Gemara, but the Taisa says over there, that cutting nails or cutting hair can only be chayiv if you hold malacha she'ein shricha legufa as chayiv. If you hold malacha she'ein shricha legufa as pater, so cutting your nails or your hair will automatically always be pater ava asur, will never be chayiv. That's what Taisa says. So says the Shach, we'll see soon, there's one very halacha about that, it's not simple. It could be, even if your malacha she'ein shricha legufa is pater, but this is called a malacha shricha legufa. I'll see why soon. So it says the Shach, says the Magen Avraham, that the Shach says, like Tosfos writes that it's called the malacha she'ein shricha legufa. But Kamakam says the Magen Avraham, it says the Shach, if the guy could do it with his hands, mutev litloi biyad adkam. That's the Shach. So the Shach says it's mutev for a guy to cut the nails on Shabbos because it's malacha she'ein shricha legufa, it's pater, it's one shvus, and the guy is doing it already shvus to shvus, and we know the klal is
so
a shvus to shvus.
The kli or not?
Yes, the guy could do it with a kli. So a shvus to shvus, but mokem mitzvah, we know you can be mekel. So the Shach holds it's a malacha she'ein shricha legufa is one shvus, the guy doing it is the second shvus. Therefore, it's mutter for a guy to cut the nails, even with kli. But the Shach says better mutter litloi biyad, better do it with a shivim.
Why?
Because it's not so simple that everyone agrees that it's a malacha she'ein shricha legufa.
So that's his word. In other words, it's a simple sin. Should have just been just do it.
Shvus to shvus. Yeah,
you have a simple teretz. That's why.
Yeah. The reason why I say you do biyad is not everyone agrees it's a malacha she'ein shricha legufa.
But according to the Magen Avraham we learned before, that chotech bayad patur. So why would she have to get to it? If you're saying if it's a malacha she'ein.
Yeah, but she can't do it herself.
Well, she's white, but by hand.
It's a shvus. It's one shvus.
Without the kli.
Yeah, but it's a shvus.
So what's the beginning of the
pater? But biyad pater avalasur. Pater avalasur. Yeah. It's awesome. This is the Rabbanon.
Right.
V'ayim after Ksam Seif Simon Gimel. B'Shem Rivash. Now the Rivash holds that it belies the malacha hatzricha legufa. That's what the Rivash holds. But nearly, we'll see why in a second. But nearly the time of la'akam little biyad to have a shvus to shvus. The Shayba Mitzvah. Our shvus mamish also lasses k'mashakosel simishin chavav. To also litfal mishum zera schitasa. The lady herself cannot go ahead and pick it with her hands because there's only one shvus.
Right.
One shvus will not matter by Makom Mitzvah. After he shvus will learn la'akam lasses malacha deraisa. Nami lo mistavra lahate to tell goy do malacha deraisa. Also when matter. The bakal, the chinan, hatfila, ha'idnak, mashchatza b'yadeya, simen kubtzad design. The gam tzarchiyim, we push off the tefillah if we know she's going to do schita seir. We push off tefillah, we don't let people table if they're going to be over and isser the rabbanon.
So this case that he's bringing down from Shin Chal Vav is talking about a man, right?
You're correct.
So there is. So what's the heter for a woman? Forget about the nails. How does the woman get around this problem of
it's only xeros schita seir. Maybe. It's only maybe a schita seir, so we'll matter it for tefillah mitzvah.
Is that what he means there, that the husband called the chinim hatfilim?
Yeah.
That's what it means.
It means over there is that over there, if we know for sure that there would be schita seir, we would answer it. The reason we'll matter it because we're not sure it's going to be schita seir.
Right. So Shin Chal Vav is talking about a man.
So a man, yeah. So we're not mekel.
And we're not mekel for the man because it's zera.
Because it's zera.
So it's not. Is it because the woman is going for tefillah and it's a tefillah mitzvah,
correct,
which is different than a...
Correct, than a man. That's what it says also. If a man's doing it for a mitzvah, for carry, then they are matter it. But some as I feel they're not matter. And the whole reason is, the kal dachinan means we would have, if we know for sure they're going to come to schita seir, we would ask it for sure.
Better off pushing it off.
Pushing it off, yeah. The reason why we make it is because it's only xera of schita seir. And that will make it off. Since we don't say that a woman should go ahead and do something which is a shvus by itself to be toivel. The Gav Tzarchinim yesh lahata b'nikur l'chein mutiv loimer la'akom l'chatcham b'yad. So the Magen Avram says he doesn't like the Taz's heter that there's no nikur, clean the nail. He says you have to cut it off. L'chein mutiv loimer la'akom l'chatcham b'yad. V'imi efshe b'yad mutiv b'kli. The lad do b'kli wide the hatur with the imei paiskim malacha she'etzricha legufa pater. So basically the Magen Avram comes out. A guy could do with a kli. Why? Because it's a malacha she'etzricha legufa, and it's a guy therefore it's mutter v'ayin siman reish ayin ches v'ayin b'yardei so SEMICHA tzaddik the yev shalito yafa b'shinayim. It's hard to cut it off well with the teeth. The gam the halacha-theory, the Rambam, the Martcha, Kosiv, the Bechal Moed, Eimer la'akim l'chatcham, the Shvus, the Makom Mitzvah, Sharik, and the Minim Perikadar, Atan L'Shayna. So what's happening over here is the Magen Avram says that it's better to tell a guy to cut it off, even if it's with a kli, because the Magen Avram holds it's called a malacha she'en tzricha legufa, and a guy doing a malacha she'en tzricha legufa is a shvus from Makom Mitzvah, and it is mutter. He doesn't like that you can go ahead and clean it out. But not because the Magen Avram holds that the nail itself is a chatzitza. Not like the Taz who says you could be makel the nail itself is not a chatzitza. Just make sure you clean the dirt out from under it.
So can we explain the machlokes of the Shach and the Taz that whether he holds it in the malacha she'en tzricha legufa like Rashi versus Tosfos? No, so machlokes. So
we see it. We get to that. That's the be'er lachman go through. The Shach holds this is called the malacha she'en tzricha legufa.
Right. So the as far as the machlokes is whether
cutting a nail is called malacha she'en tzricha legufa.
Right. So the Taz will learn one way and the Shach.
Yeah. So let's see. We'll see the Magen Avram, the be'er lachman in a second. Let's look at the next Magen Avram. The Magen Avram says. Bein la'acherim, u'leman da'amar, says the Magen Avram, malacha she'en tzricha legufa pater. So why over here does it say chayiv? It says chayiv, if you cut two hairs. Ma'irish et sarich l'saran, which is what you need to hear. It's a kasha. We hold malacha she'en tzricha legufa. This is going to be the halachas kasha. We paskin, the mechaber paskin, all over, malacha she'en tzricha legufa is pater. Here it says, you cut the hair, you cut the nail, chayiv. Why chayiv? It's malacha tzricha legufa. How can you be chayiv? Says the Magen Avram, a big doichik, that's talking about where you need the hair. You're cutting it off because you want the hair, where you want the nails, which is a very big doichik, we see soon in the be'er lacha. That's the case over here. So this is going to be a big kasha. Mechaber paskin is all over malacha tzricha legufa is pater. Here he says, cutting the hair and cutting the nails is chayiv. Says the Magen Avram, you know why? Because you need the hair. It's somewhere in a case where you want the hair. You're saving it, you're making a shekel out of it. I don't know what you're doing with it. But you're saving the hair. That's what the Magen Avram said. So let's see the be'er lacha. The be'er lacha is going to go through this shayla. And he's going to come out with the rivash. And the rivash holds, let's get back done before we see the be'er lacha inside. The rivash holds that cutting nails and cutting hair is not called the malacha she'en tzricha legufa. It's called the malacha hatzricha legufa. Why is that? Because when you're cutting hair and you're cutting the nails, what's the malacha? You want the hair, you want the nails? No. The malacha is to beautify the body. You're making the body look nice. That's a malacha hatzricha legufa. In the Mishkan also it says, when they took off the hair a lot of times from the iris, why did they take off the hair from the iris? To make the oil look nice. They didn't need the hair they took off from the oil. Says the rivash, the reason why the mechaber says over here, that's the rivash, but the reason why the mechaber here is going like the rivash. The reason why it's chayiv is because cutting hair and cutting nails, the reason why you're doing it is to beautify the body. If you're doing it for that reason, then it blives the malacha tzricha legufa. That's why it's chayiv. That's going to be the big machlokes over here.
Is that what the Magen Avram is saying here?
No, the Magen Avram is arguing. Magen Avram is saying it's a malacha she'en tzricha legufa. But it's talking about a case where you need the hair.
Or maybe he's talking about this case where you need the beautification.
But that's not saying that.
He's not saying that. Right?
No,
But that would be the Taz.
That would be a Taz, maybe, yeah. We'll see, right? But mikvah could be different. We'll get to everything. We'll see. Mikvah maybe is different because then you're not doing it to beautify your body. Why are you cutting off your nails for? The mitzvah. You don't need your nails. There's a big shout out to ladies who grow their nails long, right? And they want up a daf to stay long. So do they have to cut it? Which has to feel or not? No machlokes stay in the place. Big machlokes, and all the mikvahs that is big shout out. Let ladies tovel with long nails or not. Now, what do you mean? Nails are a chatzitza. So, in the halacha, we spoke at the machlokes that the nail itself is a chatzitza, or you chayish for the dirt under it. But if you hold the nail itself as a chatzitza, so how could ladies tovel today with long nails? So a lot of mikvahs won't let ladies tovel with long nails. Now, a lot of places will make them. Why they make them? Because they say because it's not meant to be cut. They want to keep it long. The reason why a nail is a chatzitza is because it's meant to be cut off. These ladies, they don't want to cut it off. They want to keep it long. Like here.
That's how good for you. You're trying to say it comes up to a nachashein. That's how good for
No. Even that's a good for. It's not a chatzitza. You got to keep it on. You got to keep it on because you want it. Like here. Here also, ladies don't shave their heads. It's not a chatzitza. Why not? Because they want it to be there. Here you don't want to be there to be a chatzitza. But here that you want to be there is not a chatzitza. So that's a bit of machlokes today. If you can be made by ladies with long nails. But everyone agrees that when you're cutting the nails for the mikvah, you're not doing it to beautify your body. Why are you doing it? Because it's a chatzitza. So even though when you see the Rivash says that cutting hair and cutting nails, if you're doing it to beautify the body, is a halacha-theory and you're chayiv, but it could be for the tefillah, you're not doing it for that. For the tefillah, you're doing it for the tefillah's mitzvah because it's in the way. And therefore, even though we're going to hold all over it to halacha-theory by tefillah, it's the blind of halacha-theory. Let's see. Let's see the halacha here. See the chayim. The halacha v'chayim. We'll go through a little quicker. It's a long halacha. We'll just point out the main parts. Here, the chayim. Here, Taisus Koslu. Right, the second halacha on the Siman. On page 374. V'chayim, you have it?
Yeah.
V'chayim. Hina, Taisus Kosvu the Zeo Dafka, the Rabbi Yehuda, the Malacha Shetzricha L'Gufa Chayim. Taisus holds, this whole din that you chayim when you cut nails or hair, is only if you hold Malacha Shetzricha L'Gufa as Chayim. Avol the Rab Shimon, Potet, Af Bakli, Meshuvim Zeh, Tamu Achreinim Al Rosh Ba'ator, She'atiku Adin, they bring this thing, they chayiv when you cut hair, when you cut nails. Halaheim pasku ke Rab Shimon, they pass it like Rab Shimon who holds halacha she'tzricha l'gufa is potter. It's a stira. V'gam mechaber heichsasam adin hazeh b'stama, v'sim shin tazai sif ches mitzadet b'dei harishona lifta. V'magen Avram sif kan alf kosev, v'man dem omar halacha she'tzricha l'gufa potter. Mayri, we're talking about v'shetzarech l'saran. So you need the sar. That's what the Magen Avram says. The kosher al dvoro.
Is the steer in the mechaber? It should have been pater abel aser.
Yeah, so pater abel aser, not chayiv. Yeah, it says chayiv. So pater abel aser. But says the Be'alach a very strong kasha on this Magen Avram. It says the hemshach in the Shulchan Aruch. If you pull out a white hair from black hairs, chayiv. Now, pulling out the white hair, obviously we're not talking about that you need the white hair. We're talking about you're doing it because you don't want it there. So how can you be chayiv? El the kosher al dvar, the fizeh, my pasuk, the belakad levanos, the teich shcheiros, afil ba'achas chayiv, hamakamokem ein tzarech lahaseyar, lahaseyar kusar gufa. Ta'afim name the ma'aseh tzarech lahaseyar ha'achas, shaliket, ha'atzma mavad, that's for shira, the chiyuv. So that's his kasha. He has a kasha over here that it's a steer in the mechaber. So if we look here, we skip a little bit. In the last skinny line, v'hine hagra, there's a dot. V'hine hagra. So v'hine hagra kasa da shulchan aruch sasam poila halacha kedas Rambam. The Malacha she'tzricha l'gufa d'chayim. Achma na'aseh b'kushas kol achreinim she'atur shulchan aruch seisim es atzmon u'chanam. What should we do? There's a steer in the Mechaber and the Torah. Says the Bir Halacha. V'hine revosh v'simen shinchad yidalid kosav the malachas hagziza chashiva malacha l'kula alma afilu ein sarech lahasar. This is the inside. The malachas gziza, cutting off hair, is a malacha tzricha l'gufa even if you do not need the hair. Why? The gziza haisa b'mishkan shelo tzarech hatzemeh lahasar like a tzarech ha'ar. They would cut it off. They didn't need, when they sheared the sheep and they wanted the wool, you're right, that was a malacha tzricha l'gufa. But a lot of times they use the hides to ride on, or they use the hides for the basic for the mishkan. Those hides, when they took off the hair, they didn't need the hair. To guide shemoneh-esrei, right? It's one of the shemoneh-esrei is one of the hides they use for the mishkan. Says the Bir Halacha, the pshat in the Mechaber here that he holds chayiv is not because he passes malacha shein tzricha l'gufa is chayiv, but because he holds gziza is considered malacha tzricha l'gufa as long as he's doing it to beautify the oil or to beautify the body.
Where do you see that?
Where?
That's beautiful.
The body?
Yeah.
Oh, so let's see. He speaks to that more. Let's see. That's what it says. 1 second.
Yeah, keep on going. It says that.
He does say, yeah. He does say, but where's over here? He says, but Iris over there.
The next line. וכיוצא בזה מה שכתוב מרן בקדושה וכולי משום כזו שאף על פי שלא צריך לגזע הואיל והוא צריך לייפות עצמו
Where? The apples עצמו? Where did it say that?
Yeah, it says that
exactly right. Right. She says that you're doing liyapos atzmai to miyapi yourself.
Right.
It says it more later on. Let me show you what it says later on. Yeah, right. It says it a little further later on. There's another dot later on after shchita. It says al hechadu l'tzerich ha'ar afu b'she ein tzarech l'giza sfir le'dechai v'chamash ha'ksafti b'goyzes ben asher lach v'chen nami b'inyanenu. You see that?
Yeah.
Kibit shu noitel hatzpernayim b'yasar le'syapoy says atzmoy mikri zeh l'tzerich gufay u'chenal b'shem haran. See those words?
Yeah.
So the first, over here when you're cutting off, it's right before a dot. Right before that dot. It says that over here also you're doing it to be miyapi yourself. Therefore it's called the malacha tzricha l'gufa. So that's the Bir Halacha Shita, that cutting nails and cutting hair is considered the malacha tzricha l'gufa because you're doing it liyapos es atzmai. Now if you look towards the bottom of the page, he says, V'hine be'isha. See the last line. The last line. V'hine be'isha sheshachal ditot t'penayim erev Shabbos. So it's going to come out now, according to the Bir Halacha, that a woman who forgot to cut her nails erev Shabbos, it's a malacha tzricha l'gufa, and a b'chayiv. So you can't tell a girl to cut up a kli. And the Mishnah Berurah himself is makel with a kli because it's supposed to shvos. Why? So it says like this: V'hine be'isha sheshachal ditot t'penayim erev Shabbos v'ir leil tfilosav b'Shabbos. Bevada lechatchila nachala lizar v'terma la'akam little miyad v'loi b'kli tehu malacha gemura l'das Rambam. Ach, he says, v'ef shelo biyad, we can't do biyad. Mitzad ha'magen Avram l'hakal de'akam af b'kli u'chadas v'nekudas ha'keser b'yadei simen kuf tzad ha'ches chamash ha'ksafti l'malev v'lezeh mikri malacha she'ein tzricha l'gufa. Why? We just said before, cutting nails is a malacha tzricha l'gufa. Why? She'ei kavana shalo l'isnois b'zeh rak l'tzarech tefillah. Very important words. She's not cutting off her nails to beautify herself, but she's cutting them off to toivel. She's definitely cutting them off because of the tefillah.
Yeah.
Now it's considered malacha she'ein tzricha l'gufa. But if she'd be cutting it off to beautify herself, then it would be considered malacha tzricha l'gufa. And you wouldn't be able to do with the guy with the kli. You have to do with the shinui. So even though the Bir Halacha says that cutting nails and cutting hair is a malacha tzricha l'gufa, when a woman is doing it in order to be able to toivel, that's called a malacha she'ein tzricha l'gufa.
But why isn't tefillah considered a gufa? Meaning, why isn't tefillah considered...
Nothing. She's not doing it to beautify her hands. She's doing it to get out of the way.
Right, but I'm saying...
That's tzricha l'gufa. Oh, for tzricha l'gufa goes to the tefillah?
Right.
No. It's not called tzricha l'gufa for the tefillah. You don't need the nail. As long as you don't need the nail, it's not called tzricha l'gufa. So that's basically...
So how would you learn the Taz now?
How would you learn the Taz now? So the Taz, it could be held also... You see, the Taz, if you look at the Taz over there, he doesn't really mention malacha tzricha l'gufa. The Taz in the Yeridei. The Taz, his main issue is Messiah. You're helping out the God. He calls, putting your hands out on Messiah. And he asks that because of Messiah. Therefore he says it's better to clean it.
But the Taz Messiah would only be a Drabanan.
Messiah means a Deraisa.
Messiah is a Deraisa. Messiah
No. It depends on type of Messiah.
But he never...
In the parsha of Litnei Yivderti, Messiah is a Drabanan.
Correct, but the Messiah there means Messiah before you're doing the mitzvah. That's the whole Shiloh over there in Yeridei. The Lord includes the Kesef, when he argues in the Taz, his main argument is the Taz, we pass the Messiah in Mamish. That's what we hold. The Taz over there seems to learn that putting the fingers out is more than the Messiah. It's worse than the Messiah. The Taz doesn't argue how Messiah yesh by Mamish. Taz agrees Messiah in Mamish. But he holds putting your nails out is Mamish doing it together with the guy. It's called doing it together with the guy.
Okay.
That's why it's awesome. That's the main issue of the Taz over there.
More than Messiah.
More than Messiah.
So it's not so.
That's what malacha tzricha l'gufa.
It's not a malacha. Because the simple would have been
malacha tzricha l'gufa. Yeah. Right. But if you look at the Taz over there, I did say recently, I don't think the Taz is main issue is because of the rivash.
And it's the Messiah.
I think it's because you're helping out, and it's like you do slime shah so. He says it. Two people doing it together, which is an issue.
But the Taz itself doesn't have to be cut because if it's only because of Mechluch, then you don't need to cut the
right.
anyway.
So therefore, the Taz is Mekel. Right. The Taz is Mekel. Taz is Mekel Lichloch.
Right.
Taz says that you don't have to cut the nail because the nail itself is not a chatzitza. So the main thing is the Lichloch. Right. But even the Taz, he says it's better to be serving on that than to cut the nail like they go in Shabbos. I don't know if the Taz is going to hold that lechatchila you can be serving on those shitas, that the nail itself is not a chatzitza. That's the whole child in itself. I think everyone agrees that if a woman toiveled and she comes home and she realizes she didn't cut her nails, everyone agrees that you can be serving on that shita. The evidence. When she toiveled, she doesn't have to go re-toivel if the nails are 100% clean. But lechatchila to go toivel with it, that's what the whole child is about. Because that's a malacha she'ein tzricha l'gufa.
So what do we be asking about?
Friday night?
Yeah.
Oh, good question. Seif, how do we paskin? So the Maisa, the Shach says you should get a guy to do biyad. Today they say it's not a guy. A woman would never let a guy pick a nails. It's not a guy. Bite them or pick them, it's not a guy. So the Maisa, if you get a guy to cut it with a nail clipper, better off doing that. Even that's hard to find. Therefore, a lot of folks are making that they can toivel Friday night without just making sure the nail is 100% clean. There are some people who say you should push off the tefillah till about the Shabbos. But I think a lot of places are making they say that you can toivel as long as she cleans the nails very well.
But if you just correct me with looking up on, he says that when you hold it, you need the hair, right? So he's not saying that when you cut hair, you always need the hair. He's just saying in this case, the only way to understand the machaber is to say you're forced to say you need the hair.
Correct. 100%. A funny case.
Yes.
The machaber has to talk about a funny case.
Of that.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Yes. Generally speaking, according to the Magen Avraham, it's going to come out that most of the time, 99.9% of the time, cutting hair and cutting nails is only listed Rabbanan. And the Chanami. That's what come out according to the Magen Avraham. It's talking about a funny case where you need the hair. But most of the cases are not that way. But according to the Biur Halacha, all cases are going to be chayiv. Because if you become halacha-theory, this one case, when they're cutting it off because it's of tefillah, then maybe it's called a halacha-theory.
It's a much better way of understanding the chaver. There's much less filter.
Yeah, it's much less filter. Yeah, much less filter. Yeah, for sure. Even though the Gra lives the mechaber like the Magen Avraham also. The Biur Halacha is the one who doesn't. Okay, then the next Magen Avraham says Beis Sharos. Ava be'echad, with one here, Ikar Yisura k'machol chat-kasher, kem nearly pasher to like a ash. Like a Shabbos. So the Magen Avraham holds with one here, if I have a chat-kasher, every chat-kasher is awesome. Now we have to see here the Mishnah Berurah. First of all, it's a very interesting Mishnah Berurah here. In the Biur Halacha, the Biur Halacha, it's towards the end of the page, like 5 lines from the bottom, 6 lines from the bottom. Malakad levanis v'teich shchayros. In the Biur Halacha. It's an interesting concept that he brings over here. Yesh la'ayin, as I spoke about before. If dafka kishohayu rak sha'ar achas, there's only one here. Shebezeh moyel the kutar this yafois. If you have one wine here, so when you pick that one wine here, it's choshev because now you accomplish what you want to accomplish. Alkein cheshiva halacha, therefore it's called a choshev halacha. Basher eikein kishen nishar oid harbe, a bunch of more wine here, it's not halacha. Now if you have a bunch of wine here, to pick one, it's not choshev because you didn't fix the problem yet. So let's take more. Or no, after the Makom is it's getting better. You had 5 wine hairs, you took out one, that one is chashuv because you started to get rid of the wine hairs. We hear that Yisham ben Chagadol in his boiler Isha, Omar of Yudin, Hayeshiv alakri, Uboiler kol hayoyim, Ein mischayiv. If someone's sitting on a tree, on a pile of wheat, and he's boiler kol hayoyim, he's picking out the rocks from the pile of wheat the whole day. He's not chayiv. Why not? Or there's still more sources inside. Meaning, what is boiler called boiler? When you have something and you took out all the garbage, but before you removed all the garbage, I didn't accomplish anything. There's still garbage in there. So therefore, someone can be boiler, can pick out stuff from the tool. He's not chayiv.
So there's no chatishir and boiler.
Right. There's no chatishir and boiler. That's what the Yerushalmi says.
It's just something that's abundant.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Maybe not even the Rabbanan. Like the Yerushalmi, it's not a chatishir. He didn't accomplish anything. Boiler means that you accomplished it. You massacred the food.
So that's a big difference. Let's say it's Shabbos and you start to be bored or something.
Right.
So
the usual that you pick out
most of that,
and not all of that.
You leave a few.
You are mistaken. That's what the Yerushalmi says. Well, that's what it says. Well, who are din b'inyanenu? The Fiyah Yerushalmi. The came after Ksas the Makos. I'm a Pharisee. I'm a torah-study SEMICHA Program. It says on the side of the lemon that fully b'shar echad lavan the van gam ken over shel yilbash if ken huad l'chayr l'chiyuv the Shabbos the abraisa mashtel hu kador. They are very sorry to possibly bubble, but the way the halacha comes down at the end, he argues on the Yerushalmi. He says in torah-study it's mashtel. Maybe you can pull out 1 here out of 5. It's also shel yilbash. The same thing will be by boiler.
Oh, you mean
right?
So it's not. But his first will say.
So the question is why? Right. He says that when you pick out 1 here and there's 5 white hairs, here's a shayla. The Yerushalmi is mashma. It's not called by yilbash, and the same thing with boiler. It's not called boiler. That'll be a big heter. But then the Biur Halacha says, but in torah-study it's mashma. We pass it not that way. we pass, and even though you have 5 white hairs, if you pull out 1, you chayev on 1.
But there are two separate halachas and 2 separate dinim.
Right.
You could say, by boirer, the act wasn't completed, and therefore you can sit and do the whole day, and like your Shalom. When it comes to white hairs, it's not a din in boirer, it's a din in layilbash. Layilbash has a separate din.
No, but I didn't finish. I'm still not looking nice.
Correct.
It looks better.
No, but it's better. In other words, layilbash doesn't say you have to look perfect. Layilbash says it's a different din.
And this is boirer has to be perfect.
In other words, it's a different.
One second, but boirer also.
Otherwise, there's no.
No, boirer, you pick out some seeds. You made it better.
Yes, but there's one issue is called boirer.
Yeah.
It's an issue of boirer. So the rules for boirer are you have to completely remove the pseudos.
Who says?
Because you
Yeah, but why is the Shalvi saying that?
But Layilbash is a different halacha. Layilbash has a different rule.
Who says? We didn't know such a difference. Maybe you have to.
I'm saying Sfar. No,
Okay.
I'm saying Sfar. That boirer is one halacha. No, it's not that they're both coming from the same din of boirer.
I agree. But they're both 2 different dinim.
Right.
But both have the same svara behind it. You have to accomplish what you want to accomplish.
No, the Torah told us Layilbash for a different reason. There's a din of Layilbash.
So you have a right to
You could say layilbash.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go in that direction.
But who says? The Bir Halacha basically is saying that dependent one is the next. That's what the Bir Halacha is saying. Right? The Bir Halacha is saying...
I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't...
You say maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it says you have to explain why. Why should it be different?
The Torah should be the other way around. Layilbash is
No.
din.
What do you mean it's not din? The din is you can't dress like a woman.
Right.
You can't, that means you can't beautify yourself. If I didn't beautify myself, I only took out 1 hair. I still have 5 more left. So I didn't have... But why?
I have to come up with a better...
Yeah, it's a smart. You're saying it's a din of bar, it's not a din of yilbash. Right?
It's a brisker idea.
It's a din.
It's a din. One din is...
We have to explain why. Okay, so you have to explain why.
No, but I'm saying with the water...
I'll explain to you why.
Okay.
I'll explain to you why if you want.
Please.
There's a big difference between bar and yilbash. I don't want to get into this with this because it's a whole sugya in itself.
Fine.
But the whole shayla of what boirer is. In boirer itself, there's a whole shayla of when you pick something out from something else, right? What's the malacha? We went through this in the boirer, if you remember a while ago. When you pick something out, what's the malacha of boirer? Taking one thing out of the next, taking the bad out of the good, I'm taking the bad out. So I took out a piece of bad, I already did the malacha. Says the Yeshua Yaakov, if that's the malacha of boirer, then it's always a malacha she'en tzricha l'gufo. I don't need the bad. I don't need the psoilus. That's the big Yeshua Yaakov's kasha of boirer. You take out psoilus of eichel, you take out the bad, it's a malacha she'en tzricha l'gufo. Same thing as cutting here. You're cutting here, you don't need it here, it's a malacha she'en tzricha l'gufo. So I take the psoilus out of the eichel. Why am I chayiv? It's a malacha she'en tzricha l'gufo. Maybe it's awesome, it's not chayiv. Says the Yeshua Yaakov, it's not the malacha of boirer. You know what the malacha of boirer is? The malacha of boirer is fixing the food. Not taking out the psoilus. The same idea that we said over here in the Rivosh, that cutting the hair is to beautify the body, not that you need the hair. The same thing by boirer, when I take out the psoilus, removing the psoilus is not the malacha. The malacha is a fixing the eichel.
That's mistaken. That's a different.
But that's a boirer. That's a malacha of boirer. The malacha of boirer is I'm fixing the food, not taking out the psoilus. If that's the case, then you can understand that boirer is only after I fix the food. If I didn't fix the food, then it's not boirer. So you can hear that svara, boirer. It's only once I fix it. If I didn't fix it, it's halfway done, so I didn't do any boirer. According to the Yeshua Yaakov, you can hear that boirer is different.
But could you say the right say you didn't do it? But what about maybe there's a Rabbanan that says you should start doing it? I mean,
no. So according to the Yeshua Yaakov, that taking it out is not malacha tzricha l'gufo. The whole malacha of boirer is fixing the food.
So he does it like Yerushalmi,
maybe. Yeah. The Yeshua Yaakov could be like the Yerushalmi, and it's only a din in boirer. It's not a din in layilbash. Boirer, the malacha is fixing what you're fixing the food. If you didn't fix it, it's not the malacha's boirer. Could be. It's
That's what you meant to say.
So we
started that.
So we can still get up on those. Okay.
But to be Allah puts them together. Yeah, Allah puts them together.
But why? I mean, why
put them together?
Tomorrow. Well, what's the source putting together?
No, because you have to finish what you're doing. The same way by Bur, you have to finish what you're doing.
Right.
So the Yilbash also, you have to make sure you're unified.
So why does he hold that one Sarah is still chayav? Because he
holds the malacha is not to finish. Because even if you made a little bit better, you're ready chayav.
So you're saying even Bur,
yeah.
Even if I took out 3 seeds out of 100.
Correct, that's what he says.
Right.
If you take 3 seeds out of 100, you made it a little bit better.
Right.
Who says Bur has to be made fully better? I made a little bit better, it's also okay. That's what the Be'er Malacha learns.
So, I mean, how far do you take that? Is there any malacha then, by that svara, any malacha that you start, even though you don't finish it, but because you get closer to the end goal, the chara you would be chayav. By doing
bishul, right? Do bishul.
Whatever. I mean, how far do you take that?
Do bishul. You're only chayav when you mavashal it.
Right.
Before it's partial, you're not chayav.
Correct.
Yeah.
But why you did partially?
Right.
It's not even...
Oh, that's a good question. It's a good question. Chayav Bayer should be only when you're finished. It's fixed. It's not fixed.
But again, wouldn't you think the Rabbanan would say, don't start it to begin with?
That's it. This is the Rabbanan. This is the right thing. Yeah, maybe the Rabbanan, maybe also. But what's the right chiyuv? This is the right thing. So it says Bayer is a chiyuv even if you didn't finish.
Right.
Even if you started. A yilbash. Even if you didn't finish, you started, you did partially. You made a little bit better. I don't know. I'm not sure as far as I'm not thinking about it. A bishul maybe. You made a little bit better. I don't know.
You haven't.
You haven't. So you haven't done anything. By picking something out, you made a little bit better.
I made that section restricted by watermelon. I take a few blocks of that. I'm able to eat that section of watermelon.
That's why it's better. Yeah, I don't know. I have to leave this far. I don't know. It's a good question. Every malacha.
Check the towel.
Tefillah. That's tefillah. You sew something, right?
Right.
You have to have a shear, right? Then half a shear. I don't know. You have to think about it. What's the chiluk in Bayer and Yilbash? Can I get all other malachas that they do partially? It's nothing.
But Yilbash, didn't we say that you can't even look in the mirror? Like there's a problem looking in the mirror?
Yes, if you say even one hair is already a problem.
No, like looking in the mirror, you're not even doing anything. You're just looking in the mirror. You haven't started anything.
You haven't started anything. No, it's looking in the mirror and beautifying yourself. Someone just looks in the mirror doesn't know anything. Maybe it's talking about anything. Okay. Food for thought. We have to work on this. What should be the chiluk between Bayer and other malachas? Okay, we'll work on it this week with Shem. Okay, we have this homework. We have to see here a Bishop Brewer over here. Bishop Brewer Sifka and Hay. Sifka and Hay, Bishop Brewer. Okay, Yilbash says, so derech hanoshim mahakbid al zel is noyes, men are not makbid to make themselves look nice. Okay, things have changed. But after the vibe mixas, the melechas agzizim. Now, says the Mishabura, I'll be mevar a little bit the malacha of the zizah. Now we saw in the Mechaber that cutting the hair, cutting the nails, all that is malacha of the zizah, cutting it off. Hagoyz is semen, someone who cuts off. Now don't forget, we're talking about hagoyz always means you're cutting it with a scissor, not pulling it out. That's the real malacha of hagoyz. Hagoyz is semen, Isad, Beimin, Vehema, Beimin, Achaya, Chayiv. The Kama Shiura, the Chiyuv, the Tavitz, and the Chut, the Orchid, Karv, the Abba, Tvachim, the Rambam, the Lashim, how much hair do you have to cut off to be Chayiv? Enough to be able to spin a thread which is 4 Tvachim long, according to the Rambam, according to Rashi, 2 Tvachim. Hachiv shal Zizahu, Ben Kishagoyz min Achai, Ben Kishagoyz min Ames. Say if he goes from a live thing or from a dead thing. Afilim and Ashelach, from the hide, Shalahen. Hainu Orik, Shalipsha min Abhema, the Dafke goyz is Chiyuv b'chal Gavda, but Toilish, if you pull it off, min Achai, Potter. Why? The Ein Derech Litloish, which from the Koyav law, you don't pull off from a live thing without cutting it because it hurts. Ella Ligzais. Aval Toilish biyad, someone who pulls off biyad, min ha-mesa, derech litloish k'mar ligzais b'chayev. When you pull something off hide after the animal's dead, then you are chayiv even without a kli, even without cutting it. Just plucking it off, you're chayiv. Why? Because it's darkei b'kach. Only mechayiv is not darkei b'kach because you're hurting the animal or the person. But mechayiv, but the achamisa, it's darkei b'kach and it's chayiv. So it come out, if someone pulls out a hair, and doesn't cut it off, he plucks it out, it's not darkei b'kach. It hurts. It hurts. People who wear coats that are from the iris of behemoths and chayes, you should be careful not to pull off the hair on Shabbos. Now this is only talking about where the hair is on the hide the way it was, Mechayim. A lot of them, they take off the hair, they attach it to something afterwards. That's mutter. We're talking about you have the whole min coat, with the hide and with the hair, it's still as it was originally. They'll pull out, they find little bugs there because you may end up pulling out the hair. So it's not a problem. People, ladies who wear min coats and it's the original hide with the hair, they have to be careful not to pull out the hair on Shabbos. It's derech to pull it out, just to pluck it out. Someone who pulls out a knaf or feather from an oif, bein mechayiv, bein la'achamisa chayiv, the tlishasan zuhi gizizasan. Pulling it out is the cutting. So if someone plucks out feathers from a bird, it's chayiv. And here comes the big shaila that when someone serves you a special night to sell, they serve you chicken, and there's plenty of feathers still lying on the skin. And I pull it out on Shabbos?
Heads, little heads and stuff.
Yeah. But what about the skin itself? Is the skin itself a problem?
Skin itself is not a problem. No. The skin is not a problem. So here's a big trouble in Achrayim. Some Achrayim want to say they now pull out the feathers from Eifis, even like Hamisa. So therefore, if you want to go ahead and pull off the feathers from an animal, from an oif, after they serve it to you, it should be a problem. Why? So most of the person...
This may sound weird. Because you want to eat the skin?
Yeah. People eat the skin.
Okay.
People eat the skin, they pull off the feathers, they eat the skin.
I know, but it's really cooked though, so I mean, it's not like...
Yeah, so the Moshe's Mekel, a lot of poskim are Mekel, because they say that the skin of an animal, of a bird, after it's cooked, is not called oiros anymore. Once it's cooked, it's not called oiros, now it's called basar. It's edible. It's called meat. Therefore it's edible, so it's called meat, so therefore you're allowed to pull it out. And most poskim are Mekel to pull it out. But the nafkamina would be, if you want to clean the chicken on Yom Tov before you cook it. You want to come clean the chicken on Yom Tov before you cook it. And you bought it in the show, and the chickens come with most of the feathers on it. So you have to pluck all the feathers. So it could be a problem. That could be a problem. That's still chai, it's not cooked. And pulling it out, the feathers from the skin, could be an issue on Yom Tov.
So you cook it with the feathers and then pull it out?
Afterwards, yeah. Hatovet shemer bein min achai, so shemer achai poter bein min hatfiyah, bein min hagzizah, she'ein derech tfiyah v'gzizah b'kach. If you're spinning shemer wool while it's on an animal, it is mutter. Okay, let's just see base quickly. Also, lachta ki abelas miglufoy, you're not allowed to cut a abelas, which is a wart, from your guf. Bein biyad, bein bekli, bein loy, bein la'achar. Because it's goizes, cutting off a wart is called goizes. The Magen Avram here, lachta chebelas, achoyta chebelas bekli, chayiv, hagoizes min achai. This is what the Mishnah wrote down just now. Hagoizes min achai, bein min achai, bein min ameis, bein min abehema, bechai, full min ashelach, from the hide, chayiv, atoyah shkaf min ha'or, chayiv, hatova min achai, poter, dein derech v'gzizah b'kach. Amash atoyah shkaf min abehema, poter. Fine, so that is... we just saw here. There's a very important Biur Halacha over here. The Biur Halacha says that this din of Yebelas and Gufay, right, is also, but it's only if you cut off with a kli. But if you cut off with your hand, it's not darker b'kach, and therefore it's only listed the rabbanon.
No, but anyway, aren't you a choshev that you're going to stop bleeding?
Yeah, if you stop bleeding, it's not a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Look here. Look in the Biur Halacha Yebelas Migufon. It's on Amud Beis in 376. If you look towards the end of it, like 4 lines from the bottom, it says V'da oid. The Rafia Maskana Shabbat B'Charis Chapei V'Dover the Urche Litlish Biyad Chayev Ala Tlisha Mishum Goizes. Something that the Urche, the way you usually do is picking it with your hands, then it's a Chiv Deraisa. Imken Kishayesh Ezet Tzitzim with the Dalram Al Sfasa. You have things on your lip, little pieces of skin. V'Loi Pirshu Rubar, and most of it didn't come off. Most of it came off already. It's like it's off. After the Chayev Chatos, Hataylish Oisam Afilu Biyadai. Why? The Derech Litlish Oisam Sham Biyad V'Loibikli. So you have to be very careful.
That would be the same as using a team.
What? As a clean. So we had before that you have a little piece of skin that are coming over Mokum Tsar. So that do Biyad. Because there is a Rabbanah, but Mokum Tsar will make them. But on the lip, where the derech is to bite it off with the lip, with the teeth, or to pick it up with the finger, even the mokum tzar are not going to be matter. Because that's going to be chiv deraisa. Picking something with your hand that usually you do with the hand, that's a chiv deraisa. Have to be careful.
To take a towel.
Yeah, so it says you have to take a towel. So like the derech, you rub it instead of fox, I think. Yeah. Okay, next week we'll see you next week.
Okay.